guys ready?
Let's get the cast out here. We have so much to talk about. First up, executive producer Wendy Miracle. Give it up for Echo Kellum. Paul Blackthorne. Emily Bett Ricards. Stephen Amell. David Ramsey. Willa Holland. Welcome back to the stage, John Barrowman. And last but by no means least, executive producer Mark Guggenheim. Awesome. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Mark, I'm not even going to let you sit down and get comfortable. Who was that dude at the very end of the trailer that we saw?
Donald Trump. No, he's a new character. He's our big bad for the year. We call him Prometheus. That said, before you start typing and blogging and everything, it's not the Grant Morrison, Howard Porter Prometheus from Justice League, just straight up. But new character, someone who fits into the theme of legacy this year that is going to be driving all of our characters, quite frankly, including the big bad. So he's pretty badass and mean.
Nice, I like that. Obviously, Oliver is thinking a lot about his legacy. He's forming a new team, something that Laurel really inspired him to do. Wendy, why was that such a great idea to sort of frame the beginning, at least, of the season around?
Well, I think we really wanted to honor what we'd done last season, and obviously with Laurel being gone, it's incredibly important for Oliver and the rest of the team to move forward, remembering that legacy and honoring it.
Absolutely. I know I speak for the fans when I say that we miss Katie Cassidy all the time. She is incredible. What are the chances we may see her again?
Well, we will definitely see her in 501 in our premiere of the season. And we have made a deal with her across Arrow, Flash, and Legends, so Katie Cassidy is definitely not gone from this universe.
Nice. I think that's awesome. I like that. Stephen, at the end of last season, Felicity said to Oliver, you know, you're at war with these two sides of yourself. He had really sort of done a lot of things that made him question himself. What excites you about going into this new year sort of with this version of Oliver?
I'm very excited because, you know, there was this one extreme of Oliver that we saw in season 1, and then a very reactionary version of Oliver that we saw in season 2 after the death of Tommy. And what we see now with Oliver is we see an Oliver that understands that it's not just black and white, that there are shades of gray, and he's really back to the mission of, first and foremost, the most important thing in my life is honoring what my father asked me to do, is protecting Star City. And I feel like that has, I've been saying all day today, this certainly I don't think is the last year of the show, but it's definitely the end of a chapter, and that is, this was conceived as a 5-year journey. So both Oliver in the present and in the flashbacks, I feel like if we do this year right, we will have the ability to then start anew.
And you guys will hit the 100th episode this year, which is huge and very, very cool. Mark, can you talk a little bit about what kind of conversations have you guys in the writers' room been having about what to do with that 100th episode?
Well, you know, it's interesting. Our 100th episode is 508. Turns out 508 will be chapter 2 of our 3-part crossover. So the 100th episode is going to be the middle part of the crossover, and then episode 9 is our mid-season finale. So we're kind of designing things to be like a 2-episode 100th episode celebration, the bigness of our mega crossover and the bigness of our mid-season finale. So it's actually timed kind of perfectly.
Nice, I like that. Emily, first of all, hi. Happy early birthday. people
Midnight,
wanted
you
you to
ready?
know. It was a really eventful season for Felicity last year. She got shot. She
Yes.
battled her alter ego goth self. She defeated a bee robot person.
She lost a friend.
Yes, all of those things. What excites you about the version of Felicity you get to bring into this new year?
I am excited to explore her story this year. The girl's going to be dealing with a lot of bottled up emotions, unfortunately. She's going to work through them. I think we're going to do it quite honestly. Honestly, as a selfish point, I always like to play the comedy and those sort of things, but I don't think that would be totally if I just asked for playing that respectful of her journey coming up, because she's holding on to this guilt of killing 10,000 people, the lesser of two evils. So yeah, she's just going to be dealing with that and hopefully doing it with a smile, but I bet you when she's alone, she's got some private tears going down.
Understandable. I mean, speaking of Paul, you know, Quentin went through a really huge loss last year. You know, he not only lost his daughter, but he lost his job. I mean, he left with the love of his life, or the now. What could possibly bring him back to this town?
I have no idea. I mean, God, it's becoming a habit, losing a daughter, you know, three times now. Yeah, it's pretty rough. What do you guys write this stuff for this guy? Give him a break. At least he got laid last season. At least that. That was nice. That really was the only sort of shining light, wasn't it? Amidst the grief and good knows what. But
Shut up, Chris.
what are these guys muttering down the panel here? Well, the Lance got laid.
We just think that awesome that he got laid. We really do.
Right?
Totally.
Thank you.
Totally.
That was
Yeah, I paid for the whole thing.
That was the oldest relationship in the history of the CW.
Yeah, it probably was actually. No, Lance is utterly miserable coming back into season 5. Having said all that, some old demons haunting him, and yeah, trying to pick up the pieces of lost family, his guilt, and everything that's involved with that, with Laurel, and no job. I think somebody said when he picked up you and your dad that time in the car, somebody said, "Oh, Lance lost his job. I see he's an Uber driver now." And I think that's the future for Lance this season. Whether you guys ever see it, my backstory is he's an Uber driver.
The Flash paradox changed you into an Uber driver.
I hate to break it. I hate to break it to Paul. It's Lyft.
It's Lyft.
Okay, it's the more reasonable option. Okay.
But you moonlight doing Postmates. Let's be real.
He's just helping however he can, just like Oliver. David, I'm curious, you know, Diggle also left town at the end of the season. It's really a lot of stuff weighing on him.
Yeah.
And we heard in the previous panel that Diggle is sort of the one who's going to be affected by the flashpoint that happened on the Flash.
Did you hear that?
I mean, we all heard it. You guys heard it, right? We were there. Yeah. I'm just relaying information.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you tell us about Diggle at the start of season 5?
He's in Chechnya, and he's an Uber driver.
That's great. That's a good answer.
Anyway, no, he's not in Chechnya.
Why Chechnya? Why Chechnya? Why? Where did you get that one from?
Because he actually is in Chechnya.
Oh, okay.
He actually is.
Weird.
He's in Chechnya. He's with the special forces handling some business over there. He's still a man of two minds to a great degree. He misses the team, but he's still dealing with the tragic death of Black Canary, who he obviously blames himself for that. And why he pulled the trigger in killing his brother. He's still dealing with that. And we deal with that in a very, very visceral way. There's a very great scene we just shot with Diggle and how he deals with the death of his brother and his involvement with that. So he's very much at the beginning of the season a man of two minds. He's still conflicted about the events of season 5.
Cool. I like that. Well, Echo, I would like to say welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Welcome to the stage.
Thank you.
Curtis is, I almost said terrific. I actually almost organically said terrific, and that would have been the lamest. We watched you in that trailer tackle the salmon ladder.
Try to tackle the salmon ladder.
I mean, is that, okay, so how much of what we see in that is genuine effort, and how much of it is just, you know, for this, because it was what scripted that he wasn't supposed to be good at it.
No, that thing is super hard. Kudos to Steven for knocking it out nonstop. But yeah, you know, I think Curtis is just really, like influenced by Green Arrow. You know, he really looks up to him, and you know, he really wants to get out there and help Star City as much as he can, like him. And it's a struggle though, and I think that Son of Ladder shows what the struggle is.
And Mark, we're going to get a lot of his backstory this year, right? We're going to get like an origin story. We're going to find out a lot more about Curtis this year.
Yeah, actually, we've got some pretty big plans for Curtis, especially with respect to his marriage. He's gonna, as you sort of saw, he wants to become a vigilante, and he wants to start fighting crime. At the same time, he's got this husband at home who is going to probably start to notice that he's coming home with all these bruises and cuts, and it's gonna raise some questions. And we're really looking forward to watching Curtis try to answer them.
I'm just seeing John's face. He talks about the bruises.
It's too easy for John.
It's these two.
No, it's an underhanded pitch you just threw, Mark. Underhanded pitch.
Yeah.
Oh man. Willa, I'm curious. Your character left also sort of the band. She was like, I'm done with this, and we sort of see a begrudging Thea in the trailer, sort of doesn't really want to be back in the costume. I mean, how do you describe her attitude towards this endeavor when we come back?
Well, I think that Thea's definitely gone through a lot in the last, obviously, 4 seasons totaling, but in the last season, she went through everything from being drugged by her father again, being stuck in an ark, losing her basically pseudo-sister, putting on a real cool costume, but then also being struck by this bloodlusty thing and then killing people all the time, and then stopping doing that and then holding a knife to a little girl's throat and realizing that it's not the bloodlust doing that to her, it was actually just her. So I think she just needs to take a step back for a second and
It's wise.
realize what's going on in her own psyche, and maybe do something that's structurally good for her and maybe Star City, which is probably helping out Ollie since he's mayor.
I feel like if you had given Oliver that pitch, as opposed to just being like, I'm going to leave, he would have totally gotten it.
Yeah. Sorry. Haven't you been paying attention to what's going on, bro? God. But no, I think this year she's going to be doing a lot of stuff, helping out Oliver like she has done in the last season, but in a different way, since now he's not necessarily a mayor moonlighting as a vigilante, as you guys so nicely wrote. He is a vigilante moonlighting as the mayor at the moment. So someone's going to need to do some duties.
Run the city.
Stephen, let's talk about that. I mean, Your Honor, or whatever your formal title is as interim mayor.
Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Jarrett. Thank you.
What do you think about Oliver in this capacity?
What a garbage mayor he is. He's terrible. And he's terrible because he is alone. There's no team. So all of his focus and all of his energy is going into being the Green Arrow, being a vigilante, trying to stop crime within the city, and Thea is carrying all the water as mayor, basically. And so, he ran for mayor and was, I guess, kind of elected as mayor for excellent reasons, but those reasons have gotten lost in the shuffle a little bit. So hopefully he rediscovers them. Right. Because I really like the idea. I know that, longtime fans of Green Arrow know what a politically inspired character Oliver Queen is, and he had a point of view, he had an ideology, and I think all of those things would be very interesting to explore on the show. So he'll have to get his head out of his you-know-what and start working well with others, which probably will never happen. So, but I like the idea of him as a mayor. Very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of, starting a team, John, it looks like Malcolm is going to have some new people that he's going to start working with. You're going to be sort of spread over all of the shows. What excites you about getting to bring Malcolm to all of those different worlds?
Well, the first thing is that, all was true to where he was born in that sense as the character, which is this show, but he's the bad guy that I always say he's a troubled hero, a hero of his own story, and what'll be interesting is to see what he is like in these other, if I can say, time lines.
Milieus.
The new different Malcolms, because who's to say where he may pop up, and I'm being very cautious about what I'm saying because I don't want to say anything I'm not supposed to, but if he is on Legends, what time might that be? Where in the story there he might be, if that makes any sense? Is it the past? Is it the future? Is it the present? He might behave differently. It might be an alternate side to him. So that's what I'm really excited about as an actor. I know, listen, I've time traveled before. I know what it's all about. It's I know how to follow the story and put it all together. Trust me. But it sounds confusing. But I'm excited as an actor to be able to play those different things.
Yeah.
And that to me is what's going to be exciting. But the fact is that this is the core of where. And it's funny to hear Stephen speak like Oliver being the bad man. Malcolm's always a phone call away.
It's true.
He's always a phone call away. And good for my girl taking on the lead. Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to open it up to the audience questions in just a minute. So if you want to get ready. I solicited questions for this panel from Twitter. And
oh, dear God.
I know it's going to come as a huge surprise to everyone that the predominant question had something to do with a little thing called Olicity. Yes. First things first, congratulations, Stephen and Emily, on winning Ship of the Year for the second year in a row at the MTV Fandom Awards, voted on by you guys.
Thanks to all the fans online who worked really, really hard to make that happen.
Yeah, that's right.
9.6 million votes.
Amazing.
That's great. That's amazing. Mark, Wendy, when we left the two of them, they were sort of together but not together. How do you describe the status of this relationship at the start of season 5?
It's still a partnership. I mean, the way we left them in the bunker at the end of the last season was somewhat ambiguous, and we will kick them off in a similarly ambiguous state. That said, you will find out some more right around episode 5, and I think, we're just going to let the characters kind of take us where they will.
Absolutely. I mean, Stephen, Oliver obviously kept some things from her last year. There was some may say mistakes, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think about what should happen with the couple? What would you like to see? Do you like what you're getting to play right now, sort of the in-betweenness?
Very much so. We have a really dynamic scene in the premiere where we speak to each other as equals, as team members. I've always thought that Oliver's most important relationship in Arrow is his relationship to Star City and his love of that city. And that is the main objective at this time in his life. I think it's pretty clear that Oliver loves Felicity, but I don't know if that means they're going to be together. But I really liked the scene that we had in the pilot. Emily and I high-fived after.
Yeah, it was
because
good.
we were fired up,
It's sort of transformed. We didn't know it was going there, and I feel like Felicity and Oliver's communication and collaboration aspects of themselves are just getting stronger as teammates, and that's a good thing.
And obviously, as we saw on Legends of Tomorrow, smoke technologies exist in 2046, so she's got some work to do.
A little bit of work.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I would love to turn it over to you guys, and so I think we have our first question.
Hi, my name is Kathleen. I'm from San Jose, California.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hi. My question is, has there ever been a twist that was a runner-up idea on the storyboard but never came into fruition?
A whole bunch of them.
Like the first draft of all the scripts.
We had kicked around the idea of Malcolm being my dad, right?
That was an early conversation, and then we realized that was a little too Darth Vader. It was a little too. Actually, it was your husband.
It was over lunch with Andrew Kreisberg that Scott was eating a Caesar salad, and Andrew said you guys were discussing that and said it to me, and I went, and Scott went, no, too Darth. It's like what you're saying. It's Darth Vader. Why don't you make Willa your daughter, Thea?
Wait, it was Scott's idea?
It was Scott's idea.
Oh my God, I didn't know it was Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Totally. So thank you,
Thank
Scott.
you,
Yeah, I mean, aside from the fact that you would have had to have had me when you were 10.
I love you even more. Thank you very much. Because I've done the math, and I could have had you at an early age.
Well played. Well played.
All right.
Hi, I am Viraj, and I'm from San Jose, California. And I'm really excited to see you guys today, especially Emily. So, So one question is, what special skill did you guys have to learn for your role?
Archery?
Yeah, archery.
One, clearly. I think Steven and I and John have all had to pick up a bow a few times and know how to hold it properly.
Yeah. I think we've all had to have our moments of fight training and working with, on-screen combat and understanding how that best works. I know that Echo has been getting a good education in that this year. And
Walking in heels, yeah.
walking in heels, which I did yesterday for the first time.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
God, Oliver doesn't walk in heels on the show.
No, but Stephen
Part of his
Amell
new
does.
costume.
But I do.
And we love him for that even more.
That's what he does for his free time in the mayor office.
Yeah, I think, and also some of us we've had to work with. I know Will and I have done stuff with, and the others have done stuff with the swords, and that one of the things, and I'm going to get it wrong, but please help me. The Japanese outfit,
Katana.
The katana.
Yeah.
For me, that was very difficult to learn how to do stuff in because you're not supposed. It's told to you that you're supposed to move in it like you're on wheels, so it doesn't go up and down. And I'm from the dance world where tap dancing is up and down. So they used to keep just coming up to me going, "Stop bouncing, keep it level," and that was difficult. So.
Yeah, Malcolm would always throw punches, and then John would put a little flourish. And James Bamford, who's directing our first and second episodes, would be like, "John, stop it. Just hit him. Don't.
Close your fist. Close your fist.
Make sure to breathe. Make sure to breathe." This is not a chorus line. Stop it.
Hi, I'm Valentina from Argentina, and my question was, if you would change your character, which one would you change for?
Like, which character would you want to be?
On the show?
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'd like to be Diggle before everyone else says they'd like to be Diggle.
I'd be Malcolm.
I'd be Oliver.
I'd be Malcolm. I'd go for Malcolm.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Since everyone else is wearing pumps, I wouldn't mind being Felicity Smoke, so I can size 14 pumps.
I mean, that's what I was gonna say, but then I realized right before I said that would also include somewhat of an incestual relationship with my brother, and then I had to take that back. But yeah, obviously I would want to be Emily, but like Emily.
The person.
I was like, wait.
Felicity,
Everybody
I can't
wants
do
to be
ponytails.
Emily.
I get headaches, so I can't do that one.
Hi, I'm Liz. I'm from Tijuana, Mexico. And I wanted to know, who was your favorite superhero growing up, and would you play that character nowadays?
Good question.
I am Batman.
Cool.
Sorry, that's just all I have to say about that.
Sailor Moon. And absolutely freaking lootly.
Sailor
Sailor
Moon.
Moon?
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon.
Ash Ketchum, right?
Yeah, Ask Ketchum. Yeah, Pokemon. Let's go.
Favorite comic book character.
By the way, download Pokemon Go. It's so much fun.
Don't fall in rivers.
It's a new game. I'm not familiar.
It's good. It's a new game. Yeah.
John McClane.
Ooh, nice.
And by the way, I don't think that movies should be rebooted unless they want to reboot it and let me play it.
By the way, none of these people we've said are superheroes.
How dare you? How dare you?
And wait,
John
Batman's a
McClane is the
superhero.
hero of his story, Echo.
Everyone loves their story.
He spawned 5 movies. Three of which
That's
were really
racist.
good.
Hi, my name's Becca. I'm from Los Altos, California, and I was just wondering, what aspects of yourselves do you see in your characters and vice versa?
You know, I used to actually work at Geek Squad at Best Buy for like 4 years. So that, like, Wendy did this quote where it was like, if Felicity is the software, Curtis is the hardware, and I was like the hardware dude at Geek Squad. So I really feel like I connect with Curtis on a lot of those tech levels.
It's a nightmare being Quentin Lance. It really is. Drinking. It's terrible. Yeah. So I say that with, I mean, it's wonderful being Quentin Lance. I say that as well. It's just. Shall I just stop talking?
Maybe.
He's got some dark sides, isn't he? Maybe I've got some dark sides too. But let's not talk about that. What about you, Emily?
Oh my goodness. I always try to work in like Felicity talks to herself, and I think that's just because I do that. She's always just like, and then, so yeah, that would be a characteristic.
I'm stubborn and I'm prideful, and I hold grudges, and I'm not a murderer. But I'm a little bit more like Oliver than maybe I'm prepared to admit.
Yeah, I think John Diggle's sense of family, I think we both share that. Not nearly as good as he is, but his sense of love for his family, his child, and wants to make the world a better place for his child. I think that we both share that.
I mean, back in the day, she used to go there a lot, so I feel like I had a lot of it in common. But eating burgers, especially a Big Belly burger or whatever, is my #1 thing with Thea. Because I love burgers. Yeah, that's all I got, guys.
Burgers, your love for burgers.
I am.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm not mean. I'm not manipulative, but I am like Malcolm in the way that I am loyal. And I'm committed, and that's probably the only. I don't have a.
You also usually refer to yourself as the hero of your own story.
Correct.
When I met you for the first time, you said, "Hi, Stephen. My name is John Barrowman. I am the hero of my own story."
Yeah, I'm a lot like Malcolm then. Okay.
Good question. Thank you.
I want to thank the cast of Arrow for being here today. Give it up, guys. Thank you to all of you for hanging out with us on your Saturday.
We're going to say thank you to these guys. There's no point.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
everyone.
That's right.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys. Have a great day.